Welcome to Sex and Sexuality 101. You made it. Yay, welcome. And I'd like to congratulate you and welcome you to this program officially. This takes courage to sign up for something like this because it means admitting to yourself that you can always learn more. And it also takes humility and it takes dedication towards your own sexual journey as a person. And I wish we had more information about sex and sexuality growing up. I think all of us wish that, but we don't know where to go. And I feel that this particular program is what I wished that I had growing up. The people who have come from this workshop, they have said that they learned a lot of things, even though they are not sexually inexperienced. They didn't know many things. They found it enlightening and useful and practical. And this is my promise to you that you will find it useful and practical. Okay, so Sex and Sexuality 101 is also the prerequisite to my workshops, Art of Penis Pleasuring and Vulva Pleasuring. The whole premise of this came about because those workshops were like my signature workshops. They were the most popular workshops, and yet people were constantly looking inundated. They looked completely flooded and overwhelmed, and I really felt that I needed a prerequisite, kind of a more introductory kind of a workshop. And I put so many things into it, and you are going to get the best of Martha in this program. So let me share screen now and show you what we'll be covering. So this is a PowerPoint that you will be getting. You'll be getting a PowerPoint and a handout. The handout is just a condensed version, and it will be just easier to print from. So a little bit about myself before I go into what we'll be covering. So my name is Martha. I am a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist, been in practice for 11 years now. And I started my career doing corporate communications, PR, marketing, advertising. Then I moved into nonprofit. And during that time, I was getting training and I was doing volunteer counseling. I didn't know this, and it came as a shock and a surprise to myself that I was actually pretty good at it. And I realized when my nonprofit closed down, and I did get my master's in public policy, I was also studying at that time. I realized I wanted to start my counseling practice. However, I didn't just want to be another counselor. I wanted to be specialized in sexuality because that was a topic that I was completely fascinated with. So I went to San Francisco. I got my doctorate in human sexuality. I came back and started my practice 11 years ago. And about 3 years ago, I also pursued and finished my master's in counseling. And my doctorate in human sexuality didn't really provide the clinical skills. And so I also went and got other trainings in sex therapy, in counseling, in life coaching. And I continue to learn and upgrade my skills so that I can be the best practitioner that I can be to support my clients. So I do work with individuals and couples face to face, and I also run workshops. And Sex and Sexuality 101 is something that I'm so proud of that I created. So I just want to remind all of you that everything that I cover here is my copyright. I created the content, even the diagrams you're going to see, they were commissioned by me. And so please respect the proprietorship of this program. So in this program, we'll be talking about the difference between sex and sexuality, the definitions, and I will be talking about 4 types of sex. And of course, there are many ways to talk about sex. So let's see what you think of this definition of the 4 types of sex, and to explain what is an orgasm, and what is Tantra, how to begin to do Tantra, learning about Tantric breath, the types of orgasms that people with penises and vulvas have, and the different parts of their anatomy, and sexual techniques, a little bit, give you a teaser of what is in my Art of vulva and penis pleasuring workshop. And in sexual enhancement, we'll be talking about the use of sex toys and lubricants. And finally, ending with some tips on what you need to be thinking about when you are thinking of hiring someone to help you, support you when it comes to your sexuality. So this is all the things that I'll be covering in Sex and Sexuality 101. So this concludes video 1, and tune in to the next video. I would encourage you to keep a paper and pen ready to take notes, so that in your own way, you are also not just sitting through this program passively, but engaging and answering the questions as I invite you to think about them. So this is video 1, and let's go ahead to video 2.